Let's give some love to our Seaside band. And now I invite us to be in a reverential tone as you're coming in from the outside, and those of you who are already seated, as we welcome our light holder for today. This would be practitioner Dennis Mills. And thank you, and good morning, Seaside. I am practitioner Mitch Earl, and I'm delighted to be your friendly announcer for today. And this being a Seaside Super Bowl Sunday, I have to tell you, I've peppered today's announcements with some football jargon so you can keep your head in the game as we blitz through the highlights of the happenings here at Seaside. You can see where this is going. Fasten your seatbelts. Now, today is actually the kickoff by the spiritual leader of Team Seaside, that would be Reverend Christian, of a 9-week journey during Sunday services of Greg Baer's book, Real Love. To make the journey more personal, we have home study groups starting this week, where you'll be part of a facilitated small group to converse about each of the 9 chapters of this book, and you can sign up today in our family room. Now, if you plan on watching today's Super Bowl with any real interest, it certainly helps to know the basics of football, right? Well, likewise, when you come to a spiritual center like Seaside, it helps to know the basic principles of science of mind. Of course, Seaside is founded upon those principles. Well, you can learn the basics. The basic belief class is today, this afternoon at 12:30. All are welcome. It's in our Emerson room. Okay, so you know how football coaches are always carrying those clipboards or those laminated boards, right? Well, this afternoon at 1 o'clock, Seaside practitioner Sharon De Leon will be coaching us in how to effectively communicate our intentions to the universe using vision boards. Now, all the materials are provided, although if you do have an extra pair of scissors or some extra Oprah magazines, they make for great vision boards. So you can enjoy some lunch on Cafe on the Lake in our family room, which in football parlance is just over the scrimmage line from where you're sitting, and then cut and paste your vision for the year. The cost is $20 for one vision board, or $30 if you want double vision. That would be 2 vision boards. It is at 1 o'clock this afternoon. With Valentine's Day coming up a week from Friday, consider surprising your sweetie with an inscribed paver that's for Seaside Celebration Garden to your left. You know, something like, "You are my forever Valentine," right? Or if that's too mushy for you, how about something like, "I love it when you walk all over me." Either way, if you'd like it inscribed or not, pavers are $250. You can order yours in the family room today. Now, in football, it's all about grit, perspiration, and getting it done now. Whereas if you're an evolutionary theologian, like Reverend Michael Dowd, The future is about blending science, inspiration, and sustainability. On Sunday, February 23rd, best-selling author Reverend Michael Dowd will bring his Gospel According to Science to Seaside for just a $10 love donation. A couple of quick reminders. You can turn in your pledge cards at both entrances, and this is so Seaside, of course, can chart its financial X's and O's for the year, which is very important. And also, you can sign up to donate flowers for our Sunday services on the wall calendar, and that's right by the kitchen behind you. Letting you know that Seaside's youth and family program is fantastic because of our fantastic teachers and assistants. All youth and family teachers, assistants, and those who would like to join the ministry, please plan to come to a thank you lunch and planning meeting. This is next Sunday, February 9th. It's after second service up at the youth house, and all are welcome to that. So to prepare for today's Super Bowl, players obviously study playbooks, videotapes, and they get personalized instructions from various coaches. Now, if you've taken a class here, you know this. If you haven't, you're invited to know that as students who take classes and workshops here at Seaside receive similar expert training, but the good news is you're no longer required to wear pads and helmets to the class. It makes it easy. Upcoming classes include 5 levels of attachment, a 4-week class based on the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This is with practitioner Sharon De Leon starting this Tuesday evening, and bereavement support Thursday afternoons for the next 5 weeks. You want to check your bulletin for the full schedule. Now, next Sunday, we have a very sweet ceremony. It's our annual Vows of Love Renewal. This is for those in committed relationship and those who want to reaffirm their love and commitment, which I have to say is totally unlike today's Super Bowl, where you can actually be penalized for holding one another or for illegal motion or contact. And then the kicker is that only one side's players go home with a ring. Seaside's much more loving and emotionally touching Vows of Love Renewal ceremony is next Sunday. It's between services at 10:20 in the morning. And finally, 2 weeks from today, Seaside Special Needs Ministry presents a book signing by Chantel Sissel Kira. She's the author of Autism Spectrum Disorder, including the new revised edition. Her book signing will be after second service on on Sunday, February 16th. And so really, after all this, if you still can't tell a split end from a tight end, not to worry. All you have to do is be an open receiver so that you can catch the spirit of how life is tossed to you, so that you can be an unrestricted free agent for God. Peace and blessings. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to invite everyone to stand, greet your neighbor, and then stay standing for our congregational song.
Please remain standing. Time for our congregational song together, and I think, Mitch, that was a touchdown. This morning we're singing Holy, Holy Way. Come on now.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love
in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love
in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live
in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live
in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me know that Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me care for those around the world. Let me care for those around the world. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a lowly, lowly way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
All right, sounded good. Yes, let me love in a holy, holy way. Thank you, Reverend Fran. And good morning, Seaside. What a joy it is to be with you on this Super Sunday where there is a lot of excitement in the air for sure. And happy Groundhog's Day, everyone. Definitely should be a national holiday, something we get to celebrate, get to come around and do it again from a higher perspective. And if they were letting the groundhog out in California, we would be in good shape because it would see its shadow and we would have lots of rain, which is what we need. So bring on the groundhog, that's for sure. Welcome to Seaside, a spiritual nexus inspiring people to live their dreams, to live their divinity. Truly a place where love does prevail, where we care and there is compassion, where we encourage you to just delve deeper into the presence of God in your life and to share that. And know that you're welcome here, a place without judgment. It is a place of caring. It is a place of divine embrace. So, place that is beautiful. And I see these wonderful flowers today, purple flowers with a butterfly. Nancy Calmer and family, thank you so much for that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's remember your mom, Mary Ann Pruitt, just a beautiful expression of life, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what's going on now here at Seaside is we are about to ride this love expression to just a more vibrant place. And to take us there is a wonderful practitioner by the name of Kathy Baer.
And I invite you to the stillness. And with the gratitude that overwhelms my heart, I just breathe in and acknowledge that pure love is God. God is that love that's everlasting, overreaching, all-encompassing, eternal, love that fuels the universe. And I know that this love is me, and I know that it is within everyone here in this congregation. And I just am so grateful to know that this love reverberates in each heart as we listen to Reverend Christian's message of love and truth. And it is multiplied by the sacred music that we hear today from our amazing and talented musicians. And I know that this love just reverberates out from each person's heart here in this congregation, out to the community, out to the nation, and out to the world. And I know that this pure love is an absolute birthright and a heavenly joy, now and always. And so it is.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of light. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of light. You are a gift of love. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are a gift of love. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Thank you, Reverend Fran, our artistic director, for taking us to such a wonderful place. And Kathy Bouquet for sharing your gift of prayer with all of us. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Reverend Lori Sheets, and I'm Seaside's youth and family minister. So believe it or not, that regardless of what happens here, on the hill, there are somewhere upwards of 40 youth running around and learning spiritual principles and truths. So if you would like to be a part of that, if you would like to be a part of that wonderful energy in any way, we have many needs. There's a teachers meeting that Mitch talked about in the announcements. I invite you to come up, or just come up and experience what goes on up there, because it's really quite fantastic. As the Real Love study groups start, we're starting one for parents. So if you're a parent in the room and would like to get to know some of the other Seaside parents, there's a sign-up sheet that is there. So, and now I'm going to read our readings. So just settle in, put your feet up if you can. This is from the Joyous Living Journal, from Dr. Christian and Peter Wells. It's called Love in Action. I start with a quote from Mother Teresa, which is, "Love has no meaning if it isn't shared. Love has to be put into action." Relationships are our soul assignments. They are our life course to deeper self-awareness if we choose to pay attention. They create optimal opportunities for personal growth, and there are no accidental encounters. There is a soul agreement before we even got there, putting us on a path for a casual crossing or a lifelong journey of togetherness. There is no mistake. Relationships are eternal. They are of the soul. The bodies may pass, but the energetic exchange resonates in the energetic field of who you are. Now remember, just because someone has a lot to reveal to us doesn't always mean that we enjoy being with them. That's the punchline. The encounters on the path are there to support our evolution, calling us out of our familiar world so that we are free to know the ecstasy of the divine. So please join me in prayer by allowing your eyes to close as we take these words deeper into that place where the presence of God resides, within that heart place, within us. That divine presence of God, all-knowing, all-loving. It is this very place within me that all love resides. And I know that as I am clear at the very core of my being, when I am clear about my oneness with Spirit, I am clear about where the love is. For it is truly something that I choose to express. And as I express this love in ways that I am guided, I know that I bring situations and people into my life that serve me, that have the ability to receive the very love that I am giving. What a blessing this is. Real love is within me. Real love is the expression of the love within me out into the world. I can learn how to do this. I can learn how to express it all. And that brings me joy. And for that, I am grateful. And so it is.
That was Reverend Lori. Isn't she wonderful? Good morning, everybody. How are you doing on the Super Bowl Sunday? You getting ready? Nachos, and Ed says he's doing good. What is that? It sounds like a foghorn up here sometimes. Hey, listen, we have a new sound system, and I want to thank Ed and all the sound people and all of you for dedicating your recipes to the thing that we did. The thing that we did, over 350 recipes to get the sound equipment that we're needing, and we're just learning about it. So we have a long ways to go, but we are grateful, Ed, for you and Matthew and Melanie and Bob and Tracy and people that have been putting in a lot of time. So thank you very, very much. And in that regard, we thank everybody that is here for being here today. And we have a great guest artist. There you go. I can hear myself now. Thank you. Whoops, now I can't hear it. Oh, you just did it on purpose? Okay. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, our friend, our beautiful friend, our beloved friend, Ray Davis is with us here this morning. Would you put your hands for him? He's going to sing us a great song he wrote.
This is a love song. Is that all right? Sing a love song? Yeah. When I got hip to the idea through these teachings that love is all there is, it changed the way that I looked at romantic love. This is what I wrote for my girl, my fiance, who's not here today to hear this love song. Let's do it. It's called Let's Get Together. To spare, baby, let's get together. Anywhere you want me, we'll do. We've got so much love to share, baby, let's get together. All I want to be is with you. It's been a minute since I've seen you, and sugar, I don't really mean to disturb your peace of mind, but I can't seem to get you out of mind. So I might as well give in to this urge to splurge on time to spend with you for some soul-to-soul satisfaction. I know you hear me calling to you, baby. My heart sees your heart. My love feels your love. Let's get together and celebrate. You got a minute to spare. Baby, let's get together. Anywhere you want me, we'll do. We've got so much love to share. Baby, let's get together. All I want to be is with you. I knew the moment that I met you, there'd be no way that I forget you. Your light was so bright, so shining. For the chance to bask, you had them lining up. I wouldn't look at the love, you was bringing it. You were talking about love, your soul was singing it. A song of soul satisfaction. You know I hear you calling to me, baby. My heart sees your heart. My love feels your love. Let's get together and celebrate. Got a minute to spare. Baby, let's get together. Anywhere you want me, we'll do. We've got so much love to share, baby. Let's get together. All I really wanna be is I love you, yes. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk about life and truth. You're my wonder, wonder, partner and my lover. I thank God for every day that I get to love you. Yeah. got a minute to spare. Baby, let's get together. Anywhere you want me will do. We've got so much love to share, baby. Let's get together. All I want to be is with you, and only you, or maybe you, or you and you and you. I can't help myself. I'm just made to love. You were made to love. We were made to love. One more time. Got a minute to spare. Oh, baby, let's get together. Anywhere you want me, we'll do. We've got so much love to share, baby. Let's get together. All I wanna be is with you. Minute to spare. Baby, let's get together.
And that is Ray Davis. Woo! You bet we got a minute or two to spare for you. Hey, Ray, we didn't get that dance number at the first service. You got some moves, man. Not only are you smooth in your singing, but on your feet. I like that. Whew. All right. Hey, so let's see. We are going to commit the next couple months to delving into a deeper understanding and experience of love, of real love, of unconditional love. And we'll be using a book called Real Love that was brought forth or written by Greg Braden. And so we'll be going through those different chapters. And Baer, thank you. Not Braden. No, he's, I guess, evolutionary. I like him too. Buddy. Greg Baer will be a buddy after he's at Seaside. But Greg Baer, so thank you. Real love. And his definition of real love is caring about another person's happiness without any expectation of anything coming back to you. It's caring about another's happiness without any thought of what is to come back to you. Sounds nice, but I don't think we're wired that way. I love you now. I'm ready to receive. That's called the giving, receiving kind of love, and we'll take a look at that a little bit more. But I want us to know that we have experience, I believe, what is that unconditional love. If you ever had a child and you looked into that newborn's eyes for the first time, the only feeling there was love, caring, I'm going to protect you, watch out world, I am here to make sure this expression of life is able to step out with a grace. And there was no concern about anything coming back to you. You just wanted the best for this young expression life. Now that, I think, is about as close to unconditional love that we've had the opportunity to experience on this world. Now, imagine if you were to take that kind of love and bring it to all your relationships. Well, that's weird, huh? No. But imagine if you were to have that kind of love in your business relationships, in your friendships, in the family, that I'm not expecting anything back from you. All I care about is your happiness and doing what I can to bring forth your happiness. And that's what matters most to me. And I'm not looking for anything to come back. And if I could just live in that flow, I would feel rich and wonderful and blessed. I mean, that's a good place to be. There's a cliche within the real love world that says, with real love, nothing else matters. And without it, there's not enough of anything else. That's it. The real love just allows you to be in that wonderful flow and that wonderful expression of life. The challenge is that we weren't brought up with that kind of experience, and so a lot of our relationships and interactions come from a place where it's lacking that kind of love. And when things press the button, out comes the anger, out comes the disappointment, out comes the blame. And one of the classic stories from this first chapter is, imagine if you were out in the ocean and there was this violent storm, and you were shipwrecked on a deserted desert island with no food, nothing. It was just you and me. And after about a week, I'm getting pretty hungry. And about every hour, I'm like getting angry that you're not providing food for me. It's like, I'm hungry, and it's your fault that we're here. Now, that's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. You didn't create a violent storm and make us crash, but every hour I'm reminding you it's your fault, I'm hungry, and blaming you that we crashed this boat, and we're on this island. Now, that is it's really not effective. Because the truth is, neither one of us can provide food for the other at that point. We just don't have it. And blaming and getting angry doesn't serve the situation at all. There is nothing we can do. Well, on the spiritual side, we could pray, but we're not doing that today on this analogy. We're stuck on this island without being able to assist one another. Well, that is kind of what happens in life, is that all of a sudden there's a challenge and we don't have the food or we don't have the equipment. We don't know what real love is in our life, and so we slip into that place of blame. We slip into that place of disappointment. We slip into that place of anger because I want that person to love me so I can feel good inside, but that's not unconditional because I'm looking for something to come back as opposed to giving it. We want to be within that flow, want to be in that flow of spirit, that expression of the divine. But yet we're coming from a place of being wired. When we came into this world, our parents downloaded to us their belief systems, which came from their parents, which came from their parents. And so that downloading from generation to generation to generation of what love is supposed to look like, has been passed on, and it doesn't usually look like unconditional love. I love you, and you love me, and it feels good. It's nice, but if you're just coming from what matters is being able to love, that's where the power is. But when you're not, I like to say, so who is thinking for you? Where are those beliefs that are operating in your subjective? Who's thinking? Mom? Great-grandma? My ancestors that hunted saber-toothed tigers. There's something that is operating in there, and what I am here to let us know that there can be a new programming and a new way of being, that real love or the unconditional love is about caring for somebody else without looking to get something back. What feels good is to be in that flow and to be able to share that love and to bring forth your happiness, because that is what matters most to me. It's not necessarily the way we operate, particularly from that egocentric point of view that likes to get. That part of us that says, okay, I understand what you're saying now, Christian, but, as soon as I get out of here, what's next is I want to feel good. What's next for me? And that's the thing with that ego is, what's next? What's coming at me? Okay, if this doesn't quite fit right, what's next? What's next? Where your higher self, your spiritual self, is what's now. What's now in this moment is the ability to be able to express love. But that ego wants to get, where your higher self wants to give. It wants to share. It wants to be that avenue. It wants to be that conduit. It wants to be that expression of those divine qualities that bring the joy, the happiness, and love to the situation. It wants to be that conduit through which the divine expresses itself, and it moves in your life and in your world. You are that place. The mind wants to figure it out, where the mind really is to be an avenue through which the qualities of the Spirit is expressed into this world. You are that delivery system for the divine expression in life, and as it is moving through you, you are enriched, you are blessed, you are graced, the abundance flows. You are in that place not because you are wanting to get back, but because you can't help but to be anything but the divine made manifest in the world in which you walk. Yes, is right. So how are you doing that? Is it going okay? Yes, that's good. Yes, is a good answer. It's the right answer. But what I've noticed sometimes for myself is that I'm good, but then when I'm not getting necessarily what I was wanting to get, like that New York Times bestseller, isn't quite there yet, or the Oscar, for the screenplay next month would be a good thing, or at least my own reality show. There's something inside of me that just wants to go put out the candle and sit in the darkness and think, I missed my boat. I missed my chance. Particularly when I start looking and getting into the comparison of some of those starlets that are coming up that are gorgeous and are sitting on the top of the world in a boatload of cash and getting in trouble out there in the headlines, or those entrepreneurs that are multinational with just an amazing amount of resources, and they haven't even hit 25 yet. And I'm thinking, gosh, look at how they're growing into 25, and I'm starting to grow, hair in places that hadn't been and wrinkles that never were. Maybe my time has passed, and start to calculate how many years I have put into this by now. I figure I got to I'd be driving a slow turtle in the back roads of the desert somewhere because it hasn't happened yet. But I remind myself that it's not about the destination. It is about being that flow in this now moment, being an expression of those qualities of spirit, of the love and the grace and the qualities, the abundance, the health, the well-being. It is about being where I am able to share that which I am right where I am. And it is not about hitting these milestones and where I am predicting my territory, because then I can't be in the divine territory that is unpredictable, which is spirit and its infinite grace and its good and the soul lessons that are there, because the outpouring of spirit is unconditional love for its creation, like you for that child. It is the Spirit expressing as you in your life. When you're able to receive it, you are then able to share it in your world, and you are just that transparency of the life force itself made manifest in the world in which you're walking in, because you put it before you and you keep stepping into it. I got to tell you, it feels good. You know, part of this real love stuff, it's like a genuine happiness. It's not a false happiness because of the things I have. It's a genuine happiness. And genuine happiness comes when you're making and sharing your love and your qualities and your gifts, and it makes others happy. And you can live like that. It's not about getting it back. You know, there's a story in the chapter that talks about a town a couple miles from here. Just imagine yourself getting in a chauffeur-driven car. And you drive off to that town. It's a beautiful place, but you're not going there because it's a beautiful place. It's a place where people are genuinely happy. And the reason they're happy is because they know real love. They're not in a place where they're trying to get anything. They are in that place of expressing real love. And being that they're in a place of real love, they don't want anything from you. And so you're on your way to this town. When you get there, you're at the house, you know, you're greeted by who are generally like your friends. They come out and they like surround the car. They touch you gently. They bring you in the house. They sit there and they ask how your ride was and how's it going. They look into your eyes, and it's like when you look into somebody's eyes and they really care about you, you know, not looking to get anything else. You know, that kind of connection. They look at you and they're generally happy. And they generally care about your happiness and your love, and you realize that all of a sudden, it's not about pleasing them. You know, it's not about being anything you're not. It's not about being a lie, trying to win the kudos or the appreciation or the recognition. It is about being who I am. You're not ashamed, because there's nothing you can do that could be wrong that would make them angry with you, because they don't want anything from you, so you don't feel ashamed or guilt or anger. You're generally an expression of who you are. And this is a possible way to be. This place exists. But it doesn't exist out there. It exists within your heart and your soul and your spirit, that you can go to when you choose to be that place that cares about the well-being and the happiness of another without a desire to get back. Now, it doesn't mean you don't correct situations that are off base. I mean, you know, whether it's with your children or maybe some coworkers, you know, there may be some correction or educational opportunities there. But you don't come from a place ever of anger or disappointment, because that's how you know that it is then controlling or manipulative. It's not genuine. You're looking for something back. If you are coming from a place of disappointment, oh, you disappointed me, it all of a sudden becomes about me. It's no longer about you and your happiness and your learning and your creativity and your expansion. So it's not that we're off base sometimes in life. It's just important for us to know that the answer is already there. All is well with your soul, I want you to know. All is well with your spirit right now, even if it's not looking like it. I mean, if there's a problem going on, so often people want to fix the problem that is disturbing them, when one should be asking, hey, what is it that is disturbing me? Not fixing the problem out there that's disturbing me, but what is disturbing me inside, when something is going on in our world, I want you to know that the answer is already contained within the Spirit. If all of a sudden you're struggling to make ends meet, if you're struggling to get an idea out there, if all of a sudden there seems to be pain in your world, I want you to know that there's an answer that is already established within the mind of God. It is done, it is handled, it is so. And what I must know is that I don't need to struggle through this journey in the back dusty roads, but rather that it is the territory of God that the answers are seeking to express itself in my life right now. You know, if you're working on a health issue, I want you to know Spirit has handled it already. If you are working on a financial issue, Spirit has handled it already. If you're working on a relationship issue, it has been handled within the mind of God already, and you become the place in which it is giving, it is expressing those qualities of the divine that we think about, the love, the joy, the peace, the grace. That's what wants to express through you. That's what wants to be shared within a particular moment, but we compartmentalize it. Oh, I can do the spiritual stuff over here on Sundays, maybe in class, maybe in the moment of meditation, but not at work. Starting my work day with an invocation? Do you know how crazy they would think I am? But if that's who I am, that's how I start my day. I'm not trying to fit the mold and please somebody else. Who I am is what I bring, and I care with what I bring to the table to make the other people happy. And with that, without the concern for myself, what I will find, I am that vortex and that avenue through which the richness of Spirit comes, and it makes me happy. It brings a vibrancy and aliveness and a revitalization to my being, to live my dharma, my passion, my purpose, of those divine qualities of God, of life, of Spirit. There was a woman going to the checkout stand at the grocery store, and she went to pay, and my pockets are empty. And the clerk says, what's up? She said, gosh, I had two $100 bills in my pocket, and they're gone. And the clerk said, well, why don't you go talk to the service rep at the front desk, see if anybody turned it in. And Claire was her name. Said, who in their right mind is going to turn in $200? That's ridiculous. And he said, well, you have any other options? Go ask. And so she went up and said, by any chance, did anybody turn in some money? And the service clerk said, oh, Claire, yeah, along with your shopping list and your driver's license. Here you go. And her mouth just dropped open. Couldn't believe it. She said, do you know who did that? She pointed to a little girl who was walking out the door with her mom. And so Claire ran over and just gave her a big hug. And they were very, just not embarrassed, just not comfortable with it. And so as they were walking out, Claire heard the little girl says, it feels so good to do the right thing. You know, that's what the love is doing that which is right, that is before you. Next day, Claire won a raffle she had put in weeks earlier, or months earlier, and won 6 tickets to the circus. And all that she wanted to do was get them to that little girl. She went back to the store and asked the service clerk, by any chance, you remember yesterday the little girl, do you know her by any chance? I've got these 6 tickets. And he said, yeah, that little girl lives on my block, and what's interesting is it's a family of 6. That would be perfect. And gave 6 tickets. And she felt good. Both those are not looking for anything back. It is caring about the well-being, the happiness of another person without looking to get anything back. And when you're in that real love, nothing else matters. You know, nothing else. You're in that place. You are in that zone. You are in that expression of Spirit. And real love is, I care how you feel. Not how I care how you make me feel. You got that? I care how you feel. That's what the real love is. It's not, I care about how you make me feel. That's why I'm in this relationship. You make me tingle inside. Woo, you make me feel good. I'm going to give it to you, so you give it back to me, and we're going to live happily ever after. No, that's conditional love. But I want you to know that's how we were brought up learning. Not all of us, but a lot of us were brought up that, hey, you know, if I'm good, my mom will smile at me, she'll hug me, she'll love me, maybe give me a little more allowance, and that feels good. But if I'm like disobedient, you know, if I get loud, Mom's soft voice gets to be a loud voice. I see a frown come upon her face. And I learned very distinctly at a very early age, whether I'm 1 or 2 or 3 years old, that frown and that yelling is not what I want to be experienced. So what I'm going to do is trade out my good behavior so I get the good love here. I get the good stuff. Because I don't want Mom manipulating me anymore, because I get that she's not happy. So, you know how disappointed I am with you? I'm really disappointed. I don't say your parents ever did that, but can you imagine that shame or guilt you put on a little guy or girl by saying, I'm so disappointed in you? It's like, oh my goodness, you really hurt me. And all of a sudden, the manipulation and the control, it's called giving and receiving. You give this, you receive that. That's conditional love. That is not unconditional love. Unconditional love is I love you no matter what. I love you, and it's your happiness that is most important. Not you making me happy, so I'm not disappointed. Disappointment is a sign that real love is not what's going on. You know, it is a manipulation. It is a control. Anger is never a sign of real love. Man, some may think, you make me angry, but it's the best for you. That's like, oh. I'm not going into any more parenting techniques, but I'm still learning. So, real love. Here's another analogy from Greg Baer's book, but I mean, it's not unique to his. Herb Tanzer's used it many times too. It's imagine if all of a sudden you get dropped out in the middle of the ocean somewhere, and you've just been paddling, you're drowning. There's no deserted island this time to save you. No boats, you're out there, and you've been paddling for hours, and you're going down, and you're drowning, you're using the last bit of energy, and all of a sudden, someone grabs you from underneath the water and pulls you down for like the final time, and you're struggling with all your might to get back up to the top, and you're about ready to pass out with the last bit of consciousness you have, just as a little rowboat, lifeboat comes along and pulls you out of the water and sets you down. I made it. Whew. Oh gosh, you know, I can't believe that person. Yeah. And then you realize that person's drowning too, and that they weren't consciously looking to kill you. It's just there was no other option to save their life, and in their drowning, they pulled you down also, and down you went. And in that moment, you realize that person's drowning. Would you pull them up into the boat too? We don't want them to die. And you pull them. All of a sudden, something dissolves. It's gone. But what's happening in life is that both people are drowning, and their behavior is less than loving. And I'm sure that person in your life whose behavior is less than unconditional loving didn't wake up today and say, how am I going to hurt you? Just as you didn't think, how am I going to run from you? Or manipulate you, or withdraw from you, or not be present for you, even if my body's here, I'm not here. It's just that we're drowning, and the anger is not because the person pulled me down once, it's because somebody dropped me out in the middle of the ocean, somebody left me there to paddle for a long time. I am drowning, I'm exhausted, and that last pull was the straw that broke the camel's back. In our life, we're drowning. And don't know how to love unconditionally. Because that's not how we were coded when we came into this world, by loving parents who gave us frowns when you're unhappy, smiles when they're pleased, and that we learned the giving and receiving. We're here in this wonderful expression to begin to discover, how can I be more unconditional in my love and my acceptance? The book studies that are going on this week, it has a wonderful process around that analogy. And it will ask you, the facilitators will ask you this week, and sign up. If you haven't taken it, it's free. It's in a neighborhood near you. It's about an hour and a half. It's just an intimate, caring, judgmental place, kind of like the town I mentioned, hopefully. Non-judgmental. Good thing you guys are paying attention today. Wrong name. You know, that's the thing. This room's like the town, man. I can stumble through it and you still love me. It's amazing. So anyway, they're going to ask you, hey, where in your life do you feel that somebody is lying or manipulating or trying to control you that is actually drowning? And when you can actually see that that person whose behavior is less than loving to you is drowning, all of a sudden you're sitting in the boat and saying, help that one. I love them enough to unconditionally say, love them. And all of a sudden that conversation will assist you to move to a place where you become that creative expression of spirit. You are a generative expression of the divine. You are that place in which the infinite touches down. You are the filter that brings forth the infinite possibilities. It is your perceptual awareness of the infinite realm of possibilities that begins to take shape in your life and your world. You are no longer drowning or needing to give your power away, but recognizing the qualities of spirit already has the issues handled in your life, that it is already done. Your mortgage is already paid off. Your body is already healed. And not because I need to tell the infinite power what it needs to do here, but as I choose to be that conduit and that avenue through which the love and the quality and the grace and the health and the abundance flow into life, what happens is I cannot help but be taken care of. I cannot help but to have my needs met. I cannot help but to be lifted up by that wave of that incoming grace of God in my life in those ways that are right and real, because I have chosen to say yes to the responsibility of being that expression and that giver and that lover of life and share what it is that I have, which is infinite, and it will only be known and manifested as I allow it through my life, irrespective of what is going on. But because I care and I love unconditionally about your happiness, I will be that place where the divine makes itself known. God bless us as we do this together. I love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Ray Davis back to the stage into the Busendorfer.
Here is another love song. It's called Over and Over Again. Silent, you better keep silent. Don't let him hear you speak. Shh. Softly, you better tread softly. For everyone knows that God only shows favor when you bow and scrape and lay prostrate and wail upon a wall. Something small and still inside said, no, no, not at all. Hush now, listen. You'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you, over and over again. Head down. You better keep your head down. Don't let them catch you standing tall. 'Cause everybody knows you got to fit in. 'Cause everybody says you got to fit in to get into all the right places with all the right people. So you bob and scrape and lay prostrate and sacrifice your peace. Something small and still inside said, forgive, love, release. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And love them, for they are one with you. Release your burden, release your fear. For I am is my name, and I am always near. I am always here. Hush now, listen, you'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you, over and over. Hush now, listen, you'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you. Hear it over and over. Hear it over and over and over and over and over again. Hear it over and over and over and over and over. I love you, you're perfect as you are, perfect as you are.
That is Ray Davis. I hear it over and over. I got to tell you, the tingles are still going up my spine. It is just, wow. The heart just, that was amazing, Ray. Thank you. It's beautiful. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness and our sharing, an opportunity to practice just the giving because it feels right to bring the joy and the support and the happiness without the expectations, without the strings. It's just you are in that flow, that abundant flow. And as you give, it comes back. It's not why you give, it's just how it works. So listen to your heart that is still just dancing from that song and just feel the love that is in this place. You have created, you sustain it through your gifts, through your contributions, through your love, through your conversation, through your involvement, through your participation. So with that felt sense, I invite you to take your gift from that deep place. As I invite the ushers to come forward at this time, and I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew. Thank you to those that mail in your contributions when you cannot be here on a Sunday, and those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seaside's, because we have that regular responsibility to keep things moving forward. Thank you to our home viewing audience, and thank you, Tim, for live streaming this out there to the world. We receive messages every week, and thank you for your contributions. I share this prayer of gratitude and appreciation with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that I absolutely stand in that town of love, in that place of love, in that consciousness of that divine vibration of the caring and the compassion. And I know right now it's in this place that all that I could ever need or want is provided for. For that wonderful flow of the infinite is ever available, and I continue to open up the gates that allow that spiritual expression to flood forth, for truly there is a direct pipeline into the infinite. And it is through my actions that I become the activity of that abundant flow of life itself. It is through my actions that I decree and declare and proclaim my belief and my consciousness to the world. It is through my actions that I break the early coding of the fear and the concerns, thinking that the source comes from people, but rather it comes through from the infinite. The streams are many, and what I know right now for every member of our spiritual community, there is an opening to that greater flow of life. Any schism of separation dissolves, and what remains is that pure expression of the abundant flow that brings with it the health, the well-being, and all that is relevant and real. So with joy, I send forth that which I can at this time, finding my life has been blessed and enriched in inconceivable kinds of ways, for I'm off in that divine territory beyond what I think it should be, knowing that what is Spirit's expression. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Hi guys from Seaside, rocking the house, man, great job. And standing here in this wonderful expression of abundance and love, I can just feel the great expression, the divine that has moved through each and every one of us, continuously blessing our individual worlds, enriching the world in which we walk, supporting the spiritual expression in our individual lives, and just living that unconditional love that cares so much about the happiness of that which we send forth a blessing. So grateful to be used by Spirit in this moment. I know that this love that has been sent forth to Seaside is received with an open heart, taken care of in good stewardship, and sent forth back into the wonderful flow of life, bringing blessings to all that comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity, and so it is. Amen. All right. Thank you. Everyone, this is Valerie Rodriguez. She is your new board member elected last week at your annual meeting. So thank you and welcome. Also, is Rick Merrick here? Is Rick in the house? Nope. He is your new vice president elected last week at the board meeting. And Lori Gertz, who is off on her first family vacation in 2 years skiing, is your new treasurer. And it's a real good thing that she can be skiing when there is no snow, meaning she can create something out of nothing, which is good for a treasurer here at Seaside. So very excited. And your new president is Bill Siemens, and returning is Helen, and we're just truly blessed with the Spirit showing up in Seaside. I get all of them. And Cindy Dietz, absolutely. She is off doing the Real Love Weekend this week, or off with Greg Baer, just getting some more of that good guidance for all of us. So, Reverend Fran, bless you for the wonderful musical direction you bring us and the gifts that are here. Spirit moves for you. And bringing us this wonderful expression of light and life. And Ray Davis is coming out with his new studio CD, first one, right? It's about time. We have been waiting for that great voice to take home with us. So thank you. Reverend Lori, a joy to share Sundays with you always. Giving us sound today is Ed. Giving us the visuals is Marv. Know that there's CDs available right after the service. And of course, there is Tim Griffin podcasting this or live streaming it to the world. It is watched and watched and watched. So, hey, lots going on at Seaside, so take a look. Like right afterwards, there is Basic Beliefs. So if you want to know the basics of our philosophy, join us in the Emerson Room. We'll go over that with you. Debbie McDonald, about to graduate from school ministry, will be delivering those insights today. Also, Sharon DeLone is doing a visioning board workshop. Will help you create your treasure map. She is also the creator with her hubby David on Cafe on Lake, and so she told me they have beef chili, the Denver Broncos beef chili, and the chicken or turkey Seahawk chili going on today. So you can go either way you want with that, and one's healthier than the other, maybe. I don't know how all that works, but I just know what works at Seaside is a lot of love. We keep sharing it. We've got pavers if you're interested in putting your name out there for future generations to see that you have one that helped guide the love at Seaside. But hey, our teens are back. You went to camp. Hey, who wants to share? We got Kat, we got Lexi, Charlie. All right.
Hello all, my name is Kat, and I was lucky enough to be born and raised in the wonderful teaching of religious science, but before this camping trip, I never really paid attention and most often dreaded going to the youth groups. That was until I came on this trip and all of a sudden everything taught within this community clicked for me. Never have I ever felt so loved and empowered by so many around me. Thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to have the best camping trip ever.
Hi, I'm Lexi. Camp this year was held at a campsite in Malibu on the ocean. And there was a lot of great activities, and my favorite was A's and B's, which is where you have a partner, and you're either an A or a B, and then the A's and B's get to take turns loving each other and giving each other hugs, and it's really great because you feel so much love from everyone around you. And it's such an amazing experience and we wanted to thank everyone who helped us go to camp this year. I hope we inspire many other teens to come and share this experience with us next time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Charlie. This was my either 6th or 7th camp, and it was a really fun time. I just want to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to go. I know that they enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite things about it was Empowerment Night that we did for the first time at winter camp, and it was really powerful for me, and it just helped me a lot, and I just thank you guys so much.
All right. Thank you, man. There you go. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to know all three of those teens we have watched grow from the first grade within our junior church, and there they stand today before us, composed and talking. It is your gifts that help send them to camp, so when you see them fundraising in the holidays or washing cars, whether you get your car washed or not, throw some cash in the bucket, because that's the experience that we are sending them to. And we're here to support you. Seaside is committed to our youth program, and Reverend Laurie, and just providing everything that is needed to give our young ones a new kind of coding to walk through this world and this life. So we love you and we support you, and please keep us informed as to what we can do to support you and love you in a greater way. We're not looking for anything back. It's truly unconditional in your happiness and well-being. So, hey, with that said, one last announcement. Michael Dodd is coming to Seaside. I'm giving you a heads up. That is one of those special happenings that is happening in a few weeks here, Sunday after service. It's an inexpensive ticket. His family or his son lives in the neighborhood or in Escondido, and he's swinging through here. Here's a guy who's big book, is big nationally, and it's The Future is Calling Us to Greatness, an evolutionary guy who merges science and religion. He's funny. He has good pictures. And so I'm just a heads up. It's a good one you don't want to miss. But with that said, I want to pray. Healing is the thrust of our movement. You know, this whole morning moves to this moment in prayer consciousness where there is the absolutely embrace of that it's been handled, that it is already so. And so I step into the revelation of the divine expression of spirit that knows the truth of being is already complete in this very moment. And I become that transparency. I become that place in which speaks and proclaims that which is already so within the mind of God, which is the mind in which I am expressing in this moment. And I know that the filter or the veil becomes thinner in the flow of spirit, and its abundant, joyous expression has its way as fulfillment in this moment. And so I stand in this ever-lifting tide, this wave that brings up the wonderful resources of being that I am, that you are, and I speak from this place absolutely knowing that I am spirit expressing. And I decree and I share that spiritual truth of being with looking for nothing in return. Just knowing the truth for each and every one of us that is part of this spiritual community, that there is that unfolding expression of joy, of trust, of happiness, of abundance, of well-being, of physical health, of spiritual balance, of a body that is absolutely in alignment, supporting the wonderful flow. And as I say yes to that flow of life, anything unlike it falls away. It is purged out. It cannot remain. Even now, it is never too late. Even now, the blessings of spirit and the healing takes place. And so it's in the richness of this realization, this moment, that I know the truth of this community is that it is divine, that it is growing, that it thrives, that it says yes to the vision that is continuously proclaimed and put before us to step into. For Seaside continues to put spirit first, continues to be vision-led, and is with this priority of spirit first in all things, that the richness and the blessing and the sourcing and all that is necessary to bring forth this understanding of the purpose of our community, that spiritual nexus that inspires us to live our dreams and dissolves anything that is unlike that dream from our path and from our experience. And what remains is standing on solid ground. What remains is standing on the foundation of God moving, knowing that there's nothing that can deny that. Every prayer that's been brought forth into our prayer request is answered now. There is no time within the divine mind, and the wholeness already is. Spirit has handled it. And so anything that anyone today is experiencing that seems less than handled, less than manifested, bring it into this light, bring it into this God awareness, and know that Spirit has all things taken care of, and you are Spirit in this place in which you are taken care of, that it is God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, that happiness is ours to experience, for it is given without strings or attachment or conditions. And so I let go of the concern, the fear, the worry, the parasitical emotions that question such a divine gift for which is our inheritance. And it is in the realization of that which I am, that you are, is the isness of God and the qualities of the ease and the grace and the joy and the abundance and the love and the well-being, the right action and the motion in which I walk through this world. I know right now that something powerfully good, the love vibration, rises in this spiritual community. The heart opens, the compassion is felt. Those that come onto this campus can feel the presence of God because it moves through each and every one of us clearer than ever before. for the light of the divine is known as Seaside, and this I am grateful for, that it is a place of healing, a place of realization, a place of transformation, a place that cares about our children and has the action and activities to support those words. And so I just let go with just a divine acceptance of Spirit as my life. That for which I see continues to expand. And that is what I continue to step in, the ever-expanding good of God as each of us. And so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I did not know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come on now, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life,
And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, there's no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
I release.
And
Seaside, take one. There you go. You know that
no
I'm
more struggle, no more strife.
with my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
All right. And our affirmation is, I am a loving expression of the divine. Let's say that. I am a loving expression of the divine. Touch your heart and say that. I am a loving expression of the divine. One more time like you mean it. I am a loving expression of the divine. And our song of grace.
Like you mean it. That's it, Christian. I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me. Well, it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. Grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. amen, amen. Hallelujah.
Hey, what's up?